Apple is testing a ChatGPT-like AI chatbot, according to TechCrunch. Now, this is a big deal. One is because Apple is a massive company, and many of you might be actually watching this video right now on your iPhone or your MacBook, laptop, and computer. However, apparently, this is something that they have not yet decided to release because they are not too sure how to even go about that. So let's deep dive into the details behind the scenes to see what exactly is going on. So, from reports and Bloomberg, as well as many other sources out there, Apple is developing their AI tools that's essentially going to challenge OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, you name it. And essentially, they are referring to this as Apple GPT. At least that's what some of their engineers call it by. And it's kind of funny because anything that is currently AI right now, just add GPT to the end of it and everyone just assumes it's some next level tech. However, as of right now, it seems that they are not too sure how they should go about this. And here are my own personal thoughts is one, Apple, massive amount of users. Where exactly should they release this? Should they create this as a custom built-in application that every iPhone user, Apple user gets on their either phone, laptop, computer, or iPad? Or are they gonna make this into some sort of premium feature and you can download from the App Store? Again, we don't know yet. Until they make an announcement, I'm sure we'll figure this out. But I think the part that makes the most sense in terms of user adoption would simply to have it as a default application or feature inside of the actual app ecosystem, and essentially have it to where if you were to send a iMessage, a text to your friend, email, it could automatically have it embedded in there, similar to the likes of Google and also Bing in terms of their way of navigating through the browser. Now, some details regarding the technology. So as of right now, it seems that Apple has created their own framework, which goes by the code name of Ajax. And essentially this is to create large language models, aka LLMs. And essentially these are based off the actual offerings that are similar to the OpenAI ChatGPT and Google Bard. And essentially Ajax, it is run on the Google Cloud, and this was built with Google JAX, which is the search giant's machine learning framework, which is according to the Bloomberg reports. And essentially, it seems that Apple is leveraging Ajax to create their LLMs, and that essentially is the foundation for their ChatGPT style tool. Now, it's interesting because one, Apple is utilizing a product that goes from Google, and essentially Google has Google Bard, and I'm sure they have their other tech AI, but at least the one that most of us know as of right now is Google Bard, which is their own style of a ChatGPT. So the fact that looks like Apple, at least right now, is utilizing one tech from Google, that is going to be an interesting either collaboration or behind the scenes. Again, not too sure how that's gonna go about, but at least they have their own framework, which goes by Ajax. Now, apparently the reason why we do not see Apple GPT as of right now is because it seems that there were some security concerns about generative AI, and at least right now, Apple employees seem to have access to this technology. However, it seems that at least the general public, looks like we don't have access to that at the current moment. Taking a look at this recent news, let's take a look at Apple stock. And as of right now, in the last year, it is at the highest with the current market cap at 3 trillion. And with this recent news, it looks like the price did have slight increase, but again, long term, it seems like Apple in general is doing quite well. And it seems like it's been holding quite steady across the last year at least. Now, here's some fun facts, and this is why I think this is going to be a big deal for the future of AI, because one, there are currently, according to Demand Sage, 1.46 billion active iPhone users worldwide as of 2023, which accounts for 21.67% of the world using smartphones today. So less than literally 1/5 of the users for smartphones, iPhone, at least based off this data, is 1/5 of the world, which take that into account, 1 billion plus people. Now, obviously the entire user base might not utilize AI, but a lot of people who have iPhones definitely use majority of some apps on a daily basis, such as iMessage and calling and FaceTime and you name it. And I could see easily some upgrades to that technology, having auto-generated text responses, crazy AI filter creations on FaceTime, you name it, cool audio voices you could do. There's an unlimited amount of updates and upgrades they could make to the current iPhone experience simply by adding in a sort of AI assistant. And we can't forget about some competitors out there in the space, one of those being Samsung. Now, as of right now, obviously Samsung creates multiple products aside from just phones, but in terms of the Android phone user base, they definitely dominate that era. And we can see their market cap is outrageously larger at 471 trillion. And the reason I'm showing you this is because, well, take a look at this. 1 billion people, according to this website, states are Samsung users. And as of right now, I have not at least seen anything recently in the past week or so regarding a Samsung GPT, but I'm very confident they do have their own AIs that they're working behind the scenes. And guess what? If Apple decides to release an AI that makes the experience for the iPhone revolutionary to where people will literally convert over from Android to iPhone, then guess what? Samsung, you name it, any major company in the space will have to create their own AI sort of feature in order to even compete. And next thing you know it, AI has been accessed to literally almost the entire world because everyone as of today is on their phone. And just looking at the quick glance of the overall Android user, nearly almost half of the entire world is on Android phone, 3.3 billion. So obviously there's a lot of other companies in different countries that dominate the space outside of Apple and Samsung. But guess what? Once one player decides to add stuff, I think all of them are gonna follow along. Just like we've seen with ChatGPT, next you know it, Google Bard came out. Then we saw Microsoft Bing. Now we have this Claude. And then we have a bunch of other GPT style competitors. And this is just the beginning. And even in a recent interview in Good Morning America, Tim Cook, according to The Verge, has said that AI tech is something Apple is looking at closely. And he talks about his concerns, obviously, regarding AI. But at the end of the day, it seems, at least right now, that these tech companies can't avoid it. And it seems like it's going to be a part of our daily lives, whether you like it or not. So as of now, we don't know what this Apple GPT supposed rumors are going to be looking like until they announce it officially. But at least we know that there is something conjuring up behind the scenes, and it's only time until we notice it out in the public. But for now, if you want to see the latest updates in the AI space, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe.